In this movie, we learn that the capital of Brazil is not Rio. What's up, guys? Today we are talking about I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, this sequel seems to be over-hated, I would say, in some sense. A lot of people really like the original I Know What You Did Last Summer. This one seems to get crapped on. I am someone that likes this movie. I always kind of liked it. I actually used to like it more than the original. I do not know if I feel that way now. Upon rewatches, it's very, very close. I'm going to make a ranking video after this to solidify my opinion, so you guys can check that out after this review, whenever that comes out. But one thing I love about this movie is Jennifer Love Hewitt. For some reason, her glow up in this movie is astonishing. I talk about in the previous review of I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you haven't seen that review, you can go check that out. That had one of the most attractive horror slasher 90s casts imaginable. Sarah Michelle Gellar is great in that movie. Jennifer Love Hewitt is cute, but in this movie, something about it, I don't know if it's her hairdo or what, but I talk about how in this movie she is quite the standout. This movie is just fun. It's simple. It's a simple slasher. It's a little bit more quirkier. The story, I guess, isn't as intriguing, more or less, as the original, but it's a lot of fun, and it still has similar beats. Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, Julie, is going through PTSD and anxiety and stress from the aftermaths of what she dealt with last summer from a couple summers in a row. She had a traumatic experience 2 summers ago from the incident of them accidentally killing the guy, or so they thought, and then the incidents of what happened afterwards. And now she's constantly stressed. Her life is falling apart. More or less, she's trying to move on at college, and she just never has fully got over it. Should go without saying, this is an old movie, 1998. I am going to go into spoilers, so you should probably watch the movie before you watch this review. It's an old movie. Go check it out. The twist in this movie being the guy who liked her the whole time, being the one of the villains. I believe the first time I watched this movie, I was shocked. This is the first time I ever seen this movie, the sequel, was probably about 3, 4, 5 years ago. Not entirely sure, but I believe I was shocked when I saw it, and I was even more shocked when I found out he was the son of the fisherman who somehow survived. I think the character Tyrell is really hilarious in this movie. I used to actually really like him back in the day. He was in 8 Mile. He was B. Rabbit's like best friend slash producer. He was also in Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. So I have nostalgia for him as an actor, and I think he's pretty funny in this movie. I think all the supporting cast, Jack Black is a interesting character. The first time I watched it, I thought he was hilarious. Now, he's whatever. I can see why people hate him. I think a lot of people don't realize that Jack Black was in a 90s horror movie, so just that being a time capsule relic before Jack Black became the superstar he eventually became is pretty cool in itself. I like the character Nancy a lot, the bartender on the cruise, and I actually felt really bad for her when she gets killed off because she seemed like she was smart and she wanted to do everything she can to avoid the situation and avoid these crazy people. And the way she goes out couldn't have been a worse way to go out, where that guy, that older gentleman who was doing, like, I guess some sort of divination or witchcraft, who they used as a red herring, eventually gets stabbed and just kind of falls on top of her, and that's how she dies. It's just a sad way to go out. It's like the dead weight, and he's way bigger than her, couldn't get her off her. That's a shame, because she seemed like a smart enough, a savvy enough character to where she probably would have survived if something goofy like that didn't happen. I wish Ray was in this movie more. That's one thing that you like a lot about the first movie, is just Ray and Julie's relationship and their dynamic. It's kind of put on hold throughout this movie, and he has to come in and kind of rescue her in the end. And it's kind of a team effort. He doesn't really save the day. Julie kind of still does a big part of it herself. But they survive. I like the twists. I like the red herrings. I think Carla is a good friend to Julie. I like how it finishes off with Ray and Julie's relationship. I think this is just a fun 90s slasher movie. It's not taking itself too serious. I think it's a decent time. And Jennifer Love Hewitt, Julie in the tanning bed scene, that is worth the price of admission. So I give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. That might be high on a lot of people's standards, but I love slasher movies. To me, this is a solid slasher. I used to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's something I said previously on my I Know What You Did Last Summer review. But I think it's fun. I mean, I could see you putting it down to like a 3 out of 5 stars because it's not the greatest story in the world. It's not the greatest kills in the world, but it's fun, silly, slasher 90s horror, and I think the characters are entertaining enough, and Jennifer Love Hewitt bumps it up point 0.5 just from her appearance alone. But what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Do you like I Still Know What You Did Last Summer? Do you like the original more? Have you seen the new movie? I already have reviews out for the original and the new movie. So if you are curious about my thoughts on the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, I go into all the spoilers and everything there. Make sure to subscribe because I am going to make an I Know What You Did Last Summer ranking video. I'm not going to make a full out review of I Always Knew What You Did Last Summer. Doesn't seem worth it to me. I think you probably know where that belongs in a ranking. That movie is not good, but I will talk about that in the ranking video a little bit. That's where I will discuss it. So subscribe so you can see my I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise ranking video.